Holy cow! Oh, this isn't where I parked my car.
Hello, people. How are you? How's everybody doing tonight? We're gonna make some Indian food. I have never made this recipe before, so we're learning together tonight. I already had everything prepped. My lovely assistant has done all my yucky chopping for me. He's no longer a knockoff Seth Rogen. He shaved the beard. It'll be back tomorrow.
It'll be back tomorrow.
You still look foxy. Those glasses are something else though, man. So he did all the chopping for me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Fox. We figured out the lighting issue. It was a filter on my camera. So we're back in business. I know his face is naked. It's weird. It's so weird. I was giving him a haircut yesterday and I just said, how long has it been since you shaved that beard? And it was pre-kids. It was a long time ago. So we decided to give it a shot. We'll be back to Beard Town probably, tomorrow? Maybe the next day. So, all right. Anyway, we got all our chopping done earlier. And the recipe called for a short marinade of our chicken in the yogurt stuff.
It was at least 5 years since I've shaved.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. I want to give a quick shout out too to my friend Joey. Let's see. There it is. He made me fake dreads last year. Or the year before, I can't remember. And they're blue, they're purple, they're green. Like I have a whole head of them. And I just decided I was feeling fancy, so I got a blue one in here. But if anybody wants some dread work, white hair, black hair, doesn't matter. My friend Joey Balick, he's Joey B Dreads on Instagram. Look him up. He does great work, and he's very reasonably priced. So tip for the future. Yes, we are making chicken tikka masala this evening. We're going to try to make chicken tikka masala this evening. So actually, I should get preheating. So I've already got my chicken in the marinade, which was, let's pull up that marinade recipe, which I no longer need. All right, about 1.5 pounds to 1.75 pounds of chicken thighs cut into bite-sized pieces, a cup of plain yogurt, 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of ginger, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili. Now, I went to the Indian market. I went to like 4 grocery stores. I could not find Kashmiri chili, but Mr. Dubs, who is an expert at smoking and barbecue, got me some of this from his stash, and it is Thai red chili. So we're going to try that. Not for the faint of heart, by the way. It's got a pretty sick burn to it. And then a teaspoon of salt. So we've got all that stuff, excuse me, in here with our chicken already. And I'm heating my oil right now. So while that is heating up, we're going to, Stone, it's real. This is real. The lack of beard is not always what you'd expect. It's very different. I still think he's sexy no matter what. Let's just put that out in the public ether. But I think I've found that beard is my preferred iteration of Mr. Dubs. So, all right. So we have our chicken in this mixture, which I'll show you. Oh, God. Ah, there it is. It looks and smells pretty gross, not going to lie. But my kids, that was funny. Our son was pretty much like, he did one of those double takes, like he was kind of scared. Our daughter didn't even notice. She she's kind of funny that way. She did, and it was years ago. The first time that Mr. Dobbs shaved it off. And she was really little and wasn't used to seeing his face without a beard, so she cried. She didn't know he was daddy. So it was pretty funny. But this time around, no reaction, unfortunately. So, all right, this is still heating. So while we're waiting on that, I'm just going to give you guys a quick overview. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit because this is weirdly in the shot and I would rather that not happen, but it kind of is what it is. So tonight we're going to be talking in broad strokes, and this is kind of a teaser for our next big sit-down discussion episode. We're going to be talking about the Connecticut River Valley serial killer. Connecticut River Valley killer, whatever you want to call him, was very active in the 80s. I think he's responsible for a grand total of 7 that we're aware of, 7 victims. There is an 8th who did survive the attack. And we will go into her story a little bit. And hi, Sea Star. Thanks for coming. All right. So before we get into that, we are going to, this looks ready to go. Okay. So let me get a plate out for those when they are finished. Get the fine china out, the Corel. That's what having kids does. Everything has to be non-breakable, right? So we're going to move that, and then we'll just do this. Get back so I can see. Thank you, thank you. My next thought for merch is going to be aprons, actually. This I made myself with iron-on letters and a cheapo from Michael's, but I think I'm going to have some made that refer to the Bloodhound somehow. I don't know. If you guys have fun slogan ideas, put them in the comments. I can't wait. I was thinking dine like a bloodhound or cook like a bloodhound, but we'll see. Okay, so I didn't cut this, so I'm just trying to, yep, we're sizzling, so we're good. So this is a little long-winded because you only want to cook a few pieces at a time in the oil. In the yogurt mixture that kind of smells like feet. Not gonna lie, Indian food is very potent smell-wise, but taste-wise it is amazing. You kind of gotta, my kids like ran away when I finished making the marinade earlier. All the glass in the hutch, damn right. We have, everything is either unbreakable, tempered like the Corel, or it's plastic. All the glass is on a high shelf or in the hutch in the other room. So, all right, we're not gonna splash tonight, are we? I'd really rather not have to wash my glasses with Windex when this is over. All right, so is the sizzle too loud? Can you guys still hear me okay? I don't want to have to yell. I don't do yelling unless it's at my kids. All right, so anyway. We're going to get a few pieces at a time in here. We're only going to cook them for a few minutes in here because we're going to cook what is, ooh, can you smell what's cooking? I like that. Oh my God, I know, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wonder if he would have a problem. Or would it be The Rock? I think it was The Rock. I think it's, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Fun tip. Ooh. If you put an eggshell in the pan, the oil won't splatter. Oh, wow. And here I am thinking I have to get that expensive thing out. The non-splatterer. All right. So you want to get this a little bit brown. There we go. See, it's browning. It's browning. I think we're going to have to add more oil to this bitch, though. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's looking nice, guys. Looking real nice. There we go. All right. Not a wrestling person. Me either. I was when I was younger, though. I did watch a lot of WWF in early high school days because my boyfriend at the time was very into it. So I do body slam my son on his bed once in a while. It's really fun. All right. So we're going to want this chicken in here for like 3 minutes aside. So we're not going crazy, but we want it brown. So yeah, I'm usually pretty impatient too, but I'm trying to follow this recipe to a T, Fox, so that I don't mess it up. Although, have we messed up anything yet on our show? I don't think we have. I think everything's been pretty damn delightful. So, this is my first foray into true Indian food, though. I mean, I think we talked maybe an episode or two ago about how I use pre-made tikka masala sauce from a bag an awful lot. So, this is a big step up from that. So we'll see how it turns out. It smells like tikka masala, so I think we're in business so far. So I'm not crowding the pan, I promise, but I feel like it's a little much to only have a couple pieces in there. So we got some almost done. I'm just going to keep switching them out as we go. And then we'll get into some crime talk. So is anyone cooking with me? Or is everyone kind of just observing and later they'll cook? Ooh. Oh my God, yeah. Who is it that died doing a stunt? I can't remember. It's been so long since I actually watched wrestling, so I couldn't tell you. All right. So, I think, it's browning. It's not brown yet. We're going to go through a lot of oil tonight, people. Not a lot. Thank you. It took a lot of trial and error to get these cameras the way they are at present. Although I was trying my hardest not to get the ring light in the shot from the main camera, but kind of is what it is. The other reason y'all can see my face tonight, a couple of weeks ago, we had a problem with the camera. For some reason, everything was dim and no one could see me. Oh, it was Bret Hart. Owen Hart? Bret Hart? Yeah, it was a heart. All right. So I'm going to get, no, we don't need a paper towel for this. All right. So this piece looks pretty done. Let's try that. That looks good. All right. So we got a couple of littles ready to come out. That one looks good. Oh my God, y'all. Actually looks pretty decent. I was a little worried. Indian food is very involved. So I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't be able to do this justice tonight, but if these little nuggets are any indication, I think we're in business. That's pretty nice. All right, the Ultimate Warrior died during some too. Damn. Getting one of my audios, what does that mean? Yeah, that's a safe choice, C-Star. I probably wouldn't cook either until I saw someone else do it and it came out well. This is a brave new world for me. Oh, aprons, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll get those going. Actually, my daughter was going to draw me a new logo because the Bloodhound that we're currently that is all over the Facebook, the Twitter, all the socials is just a clip art. And I wanted something a little bit more personal, so I asked my 9-year-old, who is actually incredibly talented at drawing animals and mostly dragons, actually, to draw me a new Bloodhound for my logo. So she is going to get going on that at some point pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about it. We'll keep it to a family affair here at the True Crime Bloodhound. All right. This is looking good, guys. I don't know if you can see the press pieces, but they're looking decent. Woo! Okay. That one's a little toasty. A little crispy. That's all right. So, anyway, moving on from that. But yeah, if you guys have ideas for slogans and whatnot that you'd like to, that you think would be clever on an apron, send them on over, and I'll get those printed up within the next week or two, and then we can set those up on the merch site, which is TeePublic right now, and I'm thinking about moving it to a different site because let's just face it, TeePublic kind of sucks. So, oh, Tom's here. Hi, Tracy's here too. Hi, Tracy. Dubs and Grub, I love it. My wife went to India a few years ago. Yeah, it took a lot of years for me, I'll tell you, because I am not a very adventurous eater at all. Mr. Dubs will tell you at great length how unadventurous an eater I actually am. But when I got really into yoga a few years back, I did a yoga teacher training, and the only food that was available at this teacher training was Indian food. So I learned real quick to like it. And a good samosa is a game changer, guys. So if you're skeptical about Indian food, Tikka Masala or butter chicken is the way to go. Kevin, as soon as I am done with the chicken, I'm going to get some basmati rice going, and we're going to cook some naan too. Don't get judgy with me, guys. I went to Trader Joe's and bought their frozen naan. I know frozen stuff is not really where it's at, but Trader Joe's naan is hits. If you get a chance, give it a shot because it is delicious. I know the stone fire that you can get at the grocery store is really good too. But this stuff, total 180. Mr. Dub says he's still pretty picky. I don't know, man. You'll try pretty much anything. Like, whenever we travel, he's always the one who's trying new stuff. I'm like, does it have garlic in it? If it has garlic in it, I'll eat it. Otherwise, no. All right. Check some of these pieces out. They're looking pretty good. Cold case and hot plates. You know what? That was one of the ones that I was messing around with when I got the suggestion to call this show True Crime and Dine. I was going to call it Cold Cases Hot Meals or Cold Case Hot Plate. So I like this. Maybe we'll print up a couple different slogans on them, and you guys can take your pick. But speaking of that, I'll get a new merch link up within the next couple of days, and then we'll do a full show about the subject we're speaking about tonight, is the Connecticut River Valley Killer. Oh my God. I think we're going to need some more oil up in this. Ooh, let me heat up a little more. There we go. All right. Whew. Can't have it all end up on my laptop screen, right? All right. So, let's see. I had another item to talk about before I went into this, and I can't remember what it was. So, randomly, you guys will hear me go, "Oh yeah," when I think of it. But for now, we'll just keep it going with the cooking. So, I'm a very picky eater. Yep. I'm a very picky eater as well. This is an adventure for me. But Tikka Masala is a pretty tame, easy to identify the different tastes in it. So it's it's good stuff. Hi Mark, thanks for joining. I missed you too, buddy. We took a couple of weeks of a hiatus from the Dine. I was I kind of got miscommunicated with talking about a cross-promotional show with a different podcaster. She has a different idea of timing than I did. So I thought we were going, and then it turned out that she's actually way busier than I am, which is saying an awful lot because I got a 9 to 5. I do this. I have 2 kids. We got a lot going on in our house. So, but it is coming. She's working on something big right now for her outside the podcast world stuff. So once that is handled and finished, then we're going to get going with our cross promo show. It's going to be a really good time. Might end up with a few more subscribers because of it, so I'm pretty excited. It's good. It's good exposure. I'm psyched about it. She's a name in the industry, so I'm pretty pumped. Okay, so we're doing pretty good here. We've got quite a few pieces ready. We're getting there. This is a shitload of chicken, guys. I didn't even think about it, but damn, this is about halfway. We're still got quite a few pieces in this yogurt mix. Not super adventurous, unsafe. Yeah, with the naan. With the naan. I won't eat it without naan. That's something I'll tell you right now. I won't eat it without naan. But if you guys enjoy Indian food but don't want to make it yourself, and if you're up in the no man's land area that I live in, there is a great Indian restaurant over at The Point. It's a shopping center in Littleton, Mass, and it's called Masala Bay, and they make chocolate naan, guys. It's the greatest thing there is. It's just your basic naan with chocolate chips folded into it, but let me tell you, after all that spicy, it's real good to finish up your night with some chocolate naan. It's probably my favorite ever. So this is a buttload of chicken, but it's cooking quick. So we'll get that rice going as soon as this guy is done, and then we'll work on some simmer sauce. All right, resistant. What's up? What's up? I did say chocolate, Dana. I said chocolate naan. Most underrated dessert food ever. All right, let's get rid of that. Exactly. Naan is a must. You can't not have it. And yeah, the stone fire that you can get at the store, it's really, really good. You get it, usually it's near the produce section or the deli. No matter where you shop, it's usually in the same place. But I went TJ's this week and we're eating frozen naan. It's going to be really good, I promise. If you get a chance to head over there and grab some of this frozen naan, it is delicious. All right. So let's start talking crime, huh? You know that's what you guys came for, not just to hear me blather on about where I grocery shop. So, Connecticut River Valley serial killer, very active in the 80s, 7 confirmed victims. I guess we'll say as close to confirmed as they can get, really, because this is still unsolved. They haven't caught the guy. But he was very active in the 80s, but we're thinking the majority opinion seems to be that he started in the 70s. So, get at Costco. Hell yeah! I get that big pack at Costco whenever I go. It's like 20 pieces of the tiny naan. It's amazing. Good deal. Anyway, all right, so Connecticut River Valley, we're talking New Hampshire. The first victim, her name was Kathy Milliken, and she disappeared in October of 1978 when she went on a walk in the woods to go photograph birds. She was a photographer, particularly a nature photographer. Oh, this is loud. Hold on, guys. There we go. She was particularly a nature photographer. She went out walking in the woods to go take pictures of birds and disappeared. Her family and friends obviously reported her missing pretty much right away. It was the same day she went missing. She was 26 years old, so she was a grown-up walking alone in the woods. In 1978, you probably wouldn't think like, oh, hey, someone's definitely going to get murdered, but she was an avid photographer, and she loved walking alone in the woods to photograph animals. That's where you get, the best shots when there's not a ton of people around. So she went off into the nature preserve, I believe near New London, New Hampshire, which is up in the Conway area. And she didn't return home. Obviously, everyone knew that was out of character for her. So she was reported missing the same day that she disappeared. And unfortunately, yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, she was found about 20 hours after she had been reported missing. She had been stabbed to death and was left in the woods with some of her belongings in the same area she had been walking in to photograph the birds. So that was the first victim that is attributed to the Connecticut River serial killer, Connecticut River Valley serial killer. He, as we said, was active in the 80s, even though this is 1978. I mean, you guys are enough into true crime, so you know that when a serial killer kind of pops up, the first thing that police are going to do is kind of go back and look at victimology from unsolved crimes in the same area in the same time frame, and just kind of see what else there is that could be related. And that's sort of what happened with Kathy. The police didn't make the connection to the rest of the victims until the 80s. So it's unfortunate because he could have been stopped a lot earlier had they apprehended him after he murdered Kathy. But as we know, it doesn't, this world isn't perfect and it does not work that way a lot of the time. Is this going to kill my sound if I turn this on? You guys still hear me okay? It's getting smoky as shit in here. Right. I'm trying to. It is muted. It is. It's because the volume on my phone will not shut off. So I don't know why. I can try moving it back a little bit, see if that helps. If it's a little further away from the other camera, it won't do it. Nice and crispy. Yeah, they're looking good, right? Looking pretty delicious. Can't wait to eat this. It's going to be awesome. All right. So, it's hot over here. My oven's preheating from a 9 too. All right. Hi, Donna. Thanks for coming. Yay, Donna's here. All right. So, whew. It's hot over here. And yes, I am still drinking coffee. There we go. All right. So, there are a couple more that are ready to go. We're getting down to it, guys. Almost done with the chicken. Almost finished. And we can get to the good stuff. The stuff that's really going to stink up my house. Looks awesome. Can't wait. Okay. You're done. You're done. You're definitely done. All right. I think we might be able to get the rest of it in here. Yeah, it is echoing. Okay. All right. Let me see what I can do about shutting that off. Hold on. Alright. Definitely splattering now. Should have taken you up on that egg. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. Yeah. I'm getting it all the way. This kind of is what it is, guys. I'm sorry if it's bothering anyone. But I'm trying not to be too loud so it doesn't echo. Okay. Yeah, they're super loud. Let's see. Is that better? I mean, we can even turn that second camera off if it gets to be too much for anyone. I'm not married to it, but you guys have a better view of what I'm doing when we have camera 2 on, so. I don't know why it's misbehaving tonight. I'm really not sure. All right. Okay. Almost done. Okay. Anyway, so we've got one victim from 1978, Kathy Milliken. Now moving up to 1981, in July of 1981, July 25th, 1981 to be exact. The killer struck again. The 37-year-old Marion Critchley went missing. She was a student, but she was also a regular hitchhiker. So this is, as they refer to in criminology circles, high-risk behavior. But it was the 80s. People were doing pretty sketchy shit in the 80s. I can hear the echo now. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's see if we can fix it. No, it's probably on. Oh, well, it is microphone muted, so I'm not really sure how to fix that. Otherwise, we can turn that one off. Now, see, now it's doing that stupid shit. Okay. I will turn that camera off if it becomes too much. Because it will not mute all the way. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Oh, let me try one more thing. I have no idea. Yeah, there's no way to turn it off. That's just annoying. That's never been a problem before. Sorry, guys. Like I said, if it becomes too annoying for anybody, please let me know and I will shut it off. Okay. Shouldn't have let my tongs on top of the oil because now they're hot as shit. But we move on. It's all good. We're almost done the chicken anyway. And yeah, I know what you mean, Fox, too. It's annoying the shit out of me now. So I will mess with it again in a minute. But I don't want the episode to become all about my technical difficulties. So it's It's not the volume on the laptop, it's the volume on the phone. Because camera 2 is not muting like it should be. I'm not really sure why, because this has never been an issue. But I'll fix it in a minute. If it's pissing anyone off, I apologize. Right. And then we'll get back into the crime talk. Jesus. Ooh. Damn. I think we could maybe turn this oil down like head. Well, getting there, guys. We've reached the bottom of the pot with the chicken. So let's see if I can't fit the rest of them in here. I know we just talked about not crowding the pan, but I think we can fit them all. Yeah, we can fit them all. And there she is. I know, these tongs are not comfy, and they're hot as hell now. Whew. All right. So now in the home stretch. Now we got all the chicken done. And then we'll get the rice going. And we'll all eat like kings. It's going to be great. Can't wait. All right. So we learned the hard way not to put the tongs there. I'm going to leave them over there. Yeah, my glasses are pretty... Not bad yet. Not bad yet, but we'll see. We'll see how bad they get. All right, so we were talking about Mary Critchley. She went missing on July 25th, 1981. She told friends that she had planned to catch a ride after her friends had dropped her off. She was going to continue going wherever it was that she was going, and she was going to hitch a ride to finish up. And as I said, she was sort of a regular hitchhiker, which is high-risk behavior, a hell of a lot more high risk today than it would have been in 1981, especially in the area. I don't know who here is from New Hampshire or is familiar with the Conway area of New Hampshire, but it's a relatively low-key area, except in the summer, because then it gets touristy and crowded. But it's a beautiful area. If you're ever up that way, it's a nice place to take in some nature. If you're like me and you enjoy your time in the woods. So, she vanished without a trace until her body was found on the 9th of August of 1981. Her remains had been exposed to the elements for 15 days at that point. Because of that, it was difficult for investigators to determine that she was a victim of this particular killer for quite a while after her remains were found. So that was Mary Critchley. She was found deceased in August of 1981 after disappearing in July of 1981. All right. So let's try one more time to shut this thing off. No, still won't do it. All right. So I'm going to get my rice going too. Sorry to block the camera. All right. My basmati. Basmati with Indian food, always. Get my pan. Oh yeah, that is irritating, especially with the loud sounds. So we're going to shut off camera too once I'm finished here. And then we can mess with the angle on that camera so you don't have to listen to this bullshit because it's really annoying. All right. So we are just about done here with all the chicken. All right, so it's just pissing me off. We're just going to turn it off. I'm done with this shit. Can't listen to it. It's so fucking making sounds and it's annoying the crap out of me. There. No more echo. It's gone. All right. So we can try to move this one. Get rid of the comment. All right. So you guys can still see what I'm doing. It's fine. And we'll figure out the issue we were having with the second camera before our next episode. Mother of God. I got splashed. All right. In any event, we thought it was genius, but I guess for some reason my phone didn't want to cooperate tonight. So we're just going to do without. We're almost done cooking the chicken anyway. So, and we can finally move on to some sauce, get the rice going and all that. It's going to be fantastic. So I think, and this was a story that was actually brought to me by our very own Unsafe Bot. She is lovely with story ideas, so thank you so much. But I think we'll do a longer form episode, probably either later this week or sometime next week, a sit down one, no more cooking. And we'll talk about in depth all the victims and what we know about this serial killer. And it'll be a nice long episode. All right, move that out of here for 5 minutes. Whew. Okay, so all our chicken is done. There you go. You can see the mountain of chicken that we've created. It's delicious, I bet. We'll just put that over there. All right, and I'm gonna get my rice started and then we will move on to the sauce. Is anyone cooking with me tonight or is everybody just watching? I'm not sure. I think most of the responses I saw, or the only response I saw, was that we're just watching. So that's good. Learn from my errors. Okay. So 1.5 cups of water. All right. So it's going to take a lot of soap to get all that yogurt out of there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okie doke. Yeah, it takes a lot of willpower not to eat as I cook. Fox, I feel you there. I'm trying really hard to be good because I don't want to eat on camera. I leave that to Mr. Doves with the reaction videos. That's for him. That's all for him. All right. So we're gonna get rice going, and then we'll get the sauce going. Then we'll get the naan going, and then I will peace out so we can eat this. But I will get you guys a reaction video, and I'll post that after we finish this delightful recipe. Most people are Unsafe Bot. Most people are. I got a lot of complaints from our first Dine that we did, the chicken and dumplings episode, where we didn't start really cooking until like 9 o'clock. People were like, what time do you even eat? I'll tell you, it's late. It's really, really late when we finally get to eat. Because we're still on to dinner time in our house. Because kids, you know, they don't eat tikka masala. They eat chicken nuggets They eat grilled cheese. They eat kid things. So thank you for watching, guys. I know that it's kind of late at night for cooking, but as long as you enjoy it, we'll keep doing it. Because why not? Plus, my family's got to eat, so you know, it is what it is. Unsafe bot, that is true, but it depends on when you go to bed. Because I go to bed around 2 in the morning every night, so good for you, C Star. I'd like to hear that. I would love to eat pizza right now. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. All right. So let's just make sure. Trying to brown. Okay. Oh, so they want the bits. That's a lot of bits, guys. What do you think? I feel like we shouldn't leave all these bits in the pan. I'm going to scrape some bits out. There's a lot of fucking bits. So I'm just going to get some bits out. Oh my God. I found a lone piece of chicken left in there. That's no good. All right. Take any brown bits off the bottom. There's a shit ton of brown bits. So just had to get rid of some. There's still plenty in there, I promise. So, all right. We get the butter in there. Where's cracker chicken? Hold on. Donna is a neighbor of mine. We live in the same area, and I think I'll come over there for some Ritz cracker chicken. That sounds delightful. We should start a recipe exchange or something. It's so exciting that I have someone in town who watches this. It's really, really exciting. All right, so we're going to melt some butter in here, and we're going to fry those onions up. So I'm going to turn this back on. Unfortunately, I'm going to sweat to death some more. But rice is almost ready, so let's get that out. And this is not the fancy rice from last time, so I don't have to wash it or rinse it first, thankfully. It is going to stick a little bit, I bet. Oh, there's too many ingredients over here. All right. So we want 2 tablespoons of butter in here. We want a tablespoon of butter in there. Make my rice. And then the big rice spoon is dirty, of course, so it'll have to be a lesser spoon. Just kind of is what it is. How many of you guys on TikTok? Anybody watch some TikTok? The guilty pleasure of mine. I'm not a poster very often, but I do peruse quite a bit. And there's this lady on TikTok who does aggressive cooking, and she is my type of lady. I love it. I cannot remember her name, so please don't ask me. But yeah, she's a delight. That one. Should start taking after her. All right. We got a cup of basmati. Sorry. Oh, we don't have an echo anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. That's good. All right. Okay. Turn that down and let it simmer. Okay. Now we'll get those onions going in here. Okay, so it says 2 small onions. Or 1 large onion. We want 1 large onion. Oh, so much onion. You guys know how I feel about onions. Not a fan. So we're not gonna do the whole thing because that's a lot of fucking onion. We've made that mistake before. I've been burned before. Still a shitload of onion. But we're making a shitload of tikka masala, so there we go. All right, so we want to get those onions nice and soft, and then we'll get going to mayonnaise and Parmesan. Guys, every time I ask you for recipes, no one steps up, but all this stuff you're talking about in the chat here sounds delicious. So 3 minutes on the onions until they're a little softened up, then we're going to add the good stuff. I'm going to get the garlic in there. That's really when this is going to start smelling like heaven. All right. So we're going to add garlic and ginger. And all right. So I know the recipe called for grated garlic. I don't do that. We're using minced. Judge me if you want. I don't care. We're also using a tube of ginger because ginger root's a pain in the ass and I don't have time for that. So we're doing what we're doing. Judge me if you want. All right. So this is, I'd say it's fragrant. I wish there was a way for you guys to be able to smell this because it smells pretty fucking good, actually. All right. So we get a tablespoon and a half of garlic. Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's a lot of garlic. I like it. Okay, tablespoon and a half of minced garlic. It's a nice full tablespoon and a half. Boom. Okay, and then I believe it's a tablespoon of ginger, but we're going to keep checking because this recipe is a lot more complicated than some of the other stuff I make. So, all right. Tablespoon of ginger, yes. And saute for a minute. And those of you who have watched me at all know that my shaky hands don't do well at all. My left hand sucks. So we're doing our best with one hand for the most part with all this stuff. All right. Okay, so we got our ginger, our garlic, our onions, butter, the remainder of the oil that was already in there, and the bits from the bottom of the pan. All right, and then we're going to add our garam masala, our cumin, our turmeric, and our coriander, and then fry everything up for about 30 seconds until you can really get the full effect of the smell. And then we're going to add our chicken back in. Or, well, we're going to put our chili powders and our tomato puree in there first, but always double garlic, hell yeah. That's my life philosophy. Too much garlic, there's no such thing. All right. So we'll get, actually, we should have opened this beforehand. Sorry, guys. All right. So I went to the Indian market and I bought tomatoes there. I bought the yogurt there. This is not working. Come on. Ooh. Cool. It's bent. There we go. Okay. Garlic everything up. Yeah, I'm not even Italian at all. And I will always put too much garlic on everything that I make. It's my favorite. Oh, yeah. Those wings. Bro. Guys, just quickly. A metric ton of garlic. Yes, you know that woman. I know you know. She adds a metric ton of garlic to everything she makes. And she's super aggressive about it. I'm a big fan. I don't know who she is, but I love her. All right. So how much tomatoes? Sorry, guys. I'm not usually this back and forth with the recipe, but I got to make sure I'm getting everything I need in here. All right. So we're going to add the garam masala, the turmeric, all that shit. Yeah. Okay. Garam masala, turmeric, cumin, and coriander. I think it's a teaspoon of all of that. All right. Where are you, Garam? There you are. Let's get a half teaspoon too, because we need that. Where's my half teaspoon? Guys, this drawer, it's a sham. It's so bad. I have like 18. Oh, it's Tikka Masala, Donna. Tikka Masala. It's the good shit. All right. So my garam masala, that's this bad boy. We're going to add 1.5 teaspoons. Okay. So there's a half. There's one. And there's 1.5. Okay. And then 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. Oh, the cumin. All right. This is the part that is super fragrant. 1.5. And then the turmeric is only 1. And then we're going to add a teaspoon also of coriander. 1. There's the turmeric and then the coriander. And then I'm going to add some chili powders. Yo, I can hear my son just bouncing upstairs. This kid does not like to go to bed. It sucks. Okay, a teaspoon of coriander. Boom. There we go. All right, and that was it, right? Not adding chilies yet. Okay. So we're just trying to get all this stuff together, fragrant, you know, all that stuff they talk about with the recipes. Stir till fragrant. There's nothing about this recipe that isn't fragrant, so let's just be honest. So, okay, tomato puree. It's, how many ounces is that? 14 ounces, so it's half of this. So just add half of this. We're being good. We're just going to eyeball it. We'll be fine. Not really worried about it. Tomato puree. About half. Okay. And then we're going to add our chilies and our salt. And then we're going to let this simmer until it's time to add our chicken. Holy crap, that smells good. Dang. Okay. So our chilies are, and we want it deep brown red when it's done. That's when we know it'll be time. All right. Yeah, we're going to turn that down. Okay, where'd my Thai chili? There it is. So we need a teaspoon of this and then a teaspoon of red chili powder. So there's the Kashmiri. Well, it's not Kashmiri. We went through this. It's Thai. So I'm probably going to be on fire before we're done eating this, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be delicious. Hi, you're in the way. There you go. All right, with red chili powder. And then we're going to go a teaspoon of salt also. Super underrated, by the way. Shopping for spices at the Indian market. I went to the one in Nashua. It's called Patel Brothers. If you ever get a chance and you're ever in the market for any spices, produce, anything like that, good shit there. Like really, really good stuff. Aisles and aisles and aisles and aisles of it. There we go. All right. Now we simmer. Okay. So that's all we need for now. Yes, I will send you the recipe if you like. Oh, no kidding. You've been there, Donna? It's amazing. They have a really, really amazing selection of stuff, and they have beautiful things there, too. All right, so we're going to simmer this for 15, 20, I think. And then we're going to finish up and add the cream, some brown sugar, add the chicken, and then we're going to cook it for another 10 minutes, and it'll be good to go. And you can add some water to this if it's too thick when it's done. But I'm betting if it stays like it is, it probably won't be. Let's try it. Yup. That's delicious. Yay, guys. All right. So we were Jesus Christ, that's spicy. It sneaks up on you. Holy crap. Okay. This is going to be a lot. All right. It is. Yes. Yes. On my community tab, I put the whole, I put the ingredients on there. I did not put the recipe. If you guys give me 1 second, I will link it actually for you. Holy shit. I don't recommend adding the Thai chili if you don't like spicy food because that is a spicy chili. There you go. All right. I know, my mods are the best ever. Fox, Unsafe Bot, and my dear, sweet husband, Mr. Dubs, keep everything going for me. Like, I don't know where I'd be if I had to keep stopping and putting links in and telling people to behave. Although, you guys, what do we have, like 30 people in right now? That's, I mean, okay, in the grand scheme of YouTubers and all this stuff, I didn't do this ultimately, just to tell you, I didn't do this to reach hundreds and thousands of people. You know, I thought it'd be nice, but I didn't do it to get tons and tons of views. If I wanted tons and tons of views, all I would really have to do is talk about the Karen Reed case for 15 minutes, and I would get lots of people in that circle to come and follow me. But I don't want to talk about that case forever because it's going to trial. Let's see, a week from tomorrow. The trial starts a week from tomorrow. And pretty soon, it's going to be over one way or the other. And people are going to have to move on. And I would rather talk about things that are more interesting than that case, in my opinion, anyway. So, all right. Anyway, I love every single one of you that sits here and watches me have computer troubles and camera troubles and splatter my laptop with oil, because this is, to me, what it's about. Just hanging out with friends cooking, because it's great. It's so much fun. Humor me and check the rice. For those of you who are new, Kevin, my watchdog here, is always telling me to check things, but we'll check the rice for you. Let's see. No, not quite. We're out of water, but it's not quite done. There we go. I know basmati traditionally is a little bit drier than Kevin is a great sous chef. He'll have to come over sometime. Help me cook. That would be great. It has become too vicious. I just don't. I don't have any desire to talk about it. I mean, you know, if you guys like really want to know, you know, my thoughts on a particular thing, sure, that's fine. Oh, unsafe pot. I don't have an instant pot. I cook my rice just stovetop every time, and we make a lot of rice in this house. Especially since we started eating all that frozen Trader Joe's stuff. Everything can be served with either rice or lo mein, so we've been getting our rice in. Oh, show. I know I need an instant pot, but I don't know. All right, so we've got. Jesus, I wish you guys could smell this because it smells like heaven. You can smell it outside, babe? Damn. That's fragrant. All right. So, got this. It is definitely thick, and it's definitely deep dark red. So, we're almost ready for chicken here. Almost ready. Let me get my brown sugar out. We need that. And then we'll... Oh, fuck. Jesus. There we go. Okay. Because we're going to need to add some of that. We got to cut those spices down a little bit because it is. Oh my goodness. All right. Deep dark red color. Almost there. Yeah, I'm kind of out of small appliance space, honestly. When we moved here, we had this. So our house was built in the 80s. We moved here 5 years ago, and the way that it's set up in the kitchen area is there's this half door where the trash closet is, and then across the hall from the half door with the trash is a half door that used to be the pantry. And it is, I'm telling you, this big. You know, normal door height, but this big. And we eat, I mean, we're a family of 4. We have a lot of food. I shop at Costco a lot. Like, we need space. And in our front hallway, there were 2 large closets. One is obviously a coat closet, but the other one, it was just a second coat closet. So Steve converted it for me to a pantry, and now we have 2 big shelves for small appliances, and they're full. We have a lot of stuff out there. So we definitely need to, we might need to invest in an Instant Pot though. I mean, people rave about them, but we have the food processor, the waffle iron, the air fryer, a juicer, which I never used, but my brother gave it to me. So the quesadilla maker and something else. I don't remember, but we have a lot of stuff in there. So I'm going to have to either clear out some more space or find somewhere else to put it. And before you say on top of the fridge, that's where my crock pot lives. So that's, oh yeah, there's another crock pot in there. We have 4 crock pots in this house. They're varying sizes and ages, and I love a good crock pot. So yeah, buy all that stuff and I never use it. Yeah, that's the fear, right? I mean, the Instant Pots, I don't know how much they go for anymore. I know I looked into one like years and years ago and was like, ooh, cost prohibitive. I can't do it. But I don't know. I might have to. We do make an awful lot of rice, so. And I'm afraid of regular rice cookers. All right. So this looks pretty damn dark red. See, this is the problem with no camera too. I can't fucking show you guys. We're going to try something. And it's probably going to be a terrible, terrible mistake, but we're going to try it. There we are. That looks pretty deep dark red. So I think we're good to go here. See, this is never going to go back in the right spot again. So we're just going to do what we can. All right, that works. That works. Okay, so I think we're good to go with the sauce here. So right now we are going to throw some cream in there, and then we're going to put the sugar in, and then we're going to add the chicken back. So you only need a teaspoon of dark brown sugar, and then 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream. Woo! Where'd my teaspoon go? I don't know where my teaspoon went. So we'll just use the half teaspoon and we'll do it twice. We're good at math in this house, can you tell? All right, so we got 1 teaspoon, half. Here's the other half. All right, so there's the brown sugar. And then we'll add the 1 1/4 of the heavy cream. And then we'll put our chicken back in there. We'll be in business. Throw some naan in that oven. And we'll be ready to go. And then I promise we'll actually talk about the case that I'm talking about. This recipe is more involved than I was ready for, I think. All right, so we have too much shit on this pan now. Don't have enough room. Okay, so another thing that I bought at the Indian grocery store was heavy cream. And it is quite heavy. Oh my god. Here's the cup. Here's the quarter. Okay. Well, that is thick. All right. 1 1/4. And with the heavy cream. I'm going to stir that around, get it going. Oh my god. Ooh. Blend, bitch. Sorry. All right. Because it's looking kind of orangey now. Just trying to get the cream to incorporate into the sauce. Oh, wow. All right. I will move the camera again, I promise. But I don't want to give anyone vertigo. So I'm going to wait 1 minute to do that. All right. So we got the cream in there. And then we're going to add the chicken and its juices. All right. Dark not dead. Awesome. All right. Let's add this. This is so much chicken. It would be the move. All right. You guys are having an unrelated conversation. I get it. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna fold in the chicken. Like the cheese. All right. You have a pressure cooker, Donna? Oh my goodness. I've heard some horror stories. I'd be terrified of that thing. Terrified. But if you can wield it responsibly, I suppose, power to you. All right. Let's try. Okay. I'm gonna warn you guys. That Thai chili, it's real spicy. It's real spicy. So maybe just use regular chili powder. Because this shit is molten now. It's real hot. Sorry. Okay. You know what, Mr. Dubs? Why don't you come in here and you try this? My rice is done. You try this and tell me if it lights you on fire. He's the one who can handle spicy food. I can't. So this is going to be a very small dish for dinner for me. All right. Whew. Oh, my Lord. We're not fucking around here. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, we're going to add a little bit more cream. Maybe try and... All right. Yeah, you guys know this show. We don't usually make anything real crazy spicy or anything because I can't take it at all. Holy mother God. You're trying to kill me, aren't you?
I warned you.
Holy
potent.
fucking shit. Yeah. You do that. Yeah. Meanwhile, I am sweating to death.
Add a little more brown sugar. Cut it down.
A little brown sugar, a little more. Where'd I put it? Did I put it away? Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's hot.
Oh, shit. All right, if he says it's hot, you know it's hot. It's real hot. Milk and bread, yeah. Serve it with a nice tall glass of water. Yep, because I don't drink milk. So we're going to add another half teaspoon of brown sugar. See if that dumbs it down a little bit for your girl here because I can't take shit like that. Oh my God, that is hot. Okay, so I'm betting that Kashmiri chili is a little tamer than Thai chili. Take care of all the germs, yeah. Yep, that'll clean you right out, I bet. Well, my sinuses have been a little clogged up lately, so maybe this will help. All right, let's see if that helped a little bit. Because we added a tad more cream and another half teaspoon of brown sugar, so let's see. Okay, that's better. That's better. It still burns like hell, but it's better.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, we get our naan out. So we can turn that way down and turn that down to like a low. There we go. All right, guys. Well, definitely, yeah. That'll open us up for sure. Whew. I do that. Yeah, we're gonna serve that with a lot of naan. We have a lot of naan to cook, so thankfully that'll maybe damper it a tad. So anyway, I promised we would talk crime, and I'll throw the naan in the oven, and then we'll have a good chat, and then we'll stop the camera so I can eat a tiny portion of this so my stomach doesn't catch on fire. Okay. So, it's only like 1.5 minutes, so we can wait on that. And then when we're ready, I will throw the naan in and turn the cameras off and we'll eat. He's standing there like, feed me now. All right. So we talked about Kathy Milliken and we talked about Mary Critchley. So we're moving up now to May 30th, 1984. Oh my God, excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. When 17-year-old Bernice Courtemanche went missing 30th of May 1984, and her remains weren't actually found for 2 years. They were skeletal when she was found, but forensic investigators were still able to figure out that she passed away from stab wounds, just like the two that came before. Just like Mary, she had a habit of hitchhiking. She was going to meet her boyfriend, never arrived and was reported missing. In July of 1984, so now we're talking 2 months rather than 3 years and then 3 years. We're talking 2 months after Bernice's murder. In July of 1984, a woman named Ellen Ruth Freed, I think, stopped at a grocery store after a late shift at work in Claremont, New Hampshire. I don't know if anyone's ever been there, but that is in the ass end of nowhere. It's up near Dartmouth College. It is very far. I used to have to go up there for a job I had way back when, and there's a whole lot of nothing between here and there. She stopped at a grocery store after her late shift and went to use the payphone to call her sister. Pause. Hold on. We've got little ears in the room. What?
Can I have warm milk?
No, you cannot have warm milk. That's gross.
What?
Come here. Come say hi to the people. I know that's what you want. Say hello.
Hello.
No, wave there. That's the camera, silly.
Hi.
We're making some really spicy food tonight, so you're not going to want that. You can see. Yep. Really, really spicy. All right. Come on. You got to get off me.
Give me your back.
No, we're not going to do that tonight. Thank you, though. So my son, my 5-year-old, his name is Beck. And I can't do it next to the stove, but no one will be able to see it. But here, hold on, right? We do this thing called the Beckless. And he holds on around my neck and we swing him around. So there's that. All right. Nope. You need to get down. That hurts. Thank you. Get down, please. Oh my God.
It's time to go upstairs.
Thank you. All right. Go to bed, please.
All right, come on.
That's the perils of cooking with kids.
Upstairs. Go.
Because we can't talk about our subject matter in front of a 5-year-old. Sorry. Can tone it down with citrus, nuts, butter. Yeah, more sugar. We did add a little bit more sugar. I'm still sweating so much from the initial bites. All right. Anyway, let's get through this. Ellen Ruth Freed stopped at a payphone at a grocery store to call her sister. It's 2 a.m. when she was last seen. Her sister mentioned that Ellen, while she was on the phone with her sister, mentioned that she had seen a car sort of circling the parking lot while she was on the phone. She got off the phone with her sister, never made it home, sort of just vanished into thin air. It wasn't until mid-September 1985 that her remains were recovered. Again, exposed to the elements. They were skeletal. The nature of death could not be determined, but forensic investigators were able to say that they did think that she was sexually assaulted before she was killed. So now we've got, just to review, Kathy, Mary, Bernice, and Ellen. So Eva Marie Morse was 27. She disappeared on July 10th, 1985. She was hitchhiking, again with the hitchhiking, never returned home. And some of the investigators working on the case were looking into the circumstances of her disappearance, and some dismissals were made based on sort of the circumstances surrounding it because she was hitchhiking. She was a larger woman, like your girl here, who wore glasses, and because she didn't appear like a typical victim, because serial killers usually go for young, pretty, smaller, lighter weight victims. They sort of dismissed Eva's murder as not being connected because she didn't look like the other victims. That in and of itself, to me, is probably the worst part of her case. It's the saddest part of her case because she didn't look like the typical victim. The circumstances of her death were just dismissed. And they shouldn't have been. They shouldn't have been at all. She didn't fit the pretty aesthetic that you're used to seeing. So she was kind of written off. Her remains were found in August of 1986, just 500 feet from where Mary Critchley's remains were found. So, I mean, it's devastating. This whole thing is devastating. It's awful, obviously. But I think it's brought to another level when a victim is dismissed in this way, is looked down upon in any way. I mean, they are a victim of a heinous, heinous crime, regardless of what they look like or, what body type they are or anything like that. I mean, a victim is a victim. Somebody suffered. Somebody was killed. A life was taken. Regardless of what they looked like when they were alive, everybody, can probably agree that the circumstances of this woman's death were horrific and tragic. And we will, again, we're doing a broad strokes review tonight, but we will go further into all of these victims. We're going to talk about who they were as people. We're going to talk about what they loved. We're going to talk about the circumstances of each of their disappearances and each of their discoveries afterwards. So we're going to give all these victims their due when we have the longer episode. And yeah, we're going to do right by all of these women. Thank you, Fox. That's really nice to hear. I appreciate it so much. So we've also got we have two more victims. And again, I don't want to skip anyone. I don't want to downplay anybody, but I'm trying to get through these as quick as possible so you guys aren't listening to me talk all night. Linda Moore, she was 36. Her murder happened at her home. She had been working in her garden on April 15th, 1986. So we're coming up on the anniversary of Linda's passing. She was attractive, and some of the officers working on the case commented that they had driven by her house to see if she would be sunbathing on a pretty semi-regular basis before she was killed. She was found deceased by her husband in their living room on April 15th, 1986. Investigators believed that they saw the killer saw Linda in her garden, and she was stabbed a reported 25 times. There was evidence that she did fight back, and the investigators, of course, looked at the husband first. He was in shock, so he obviously acted strangely. No one's going to react the way that people expect them to when they're in shock and find a family member or a loved one deceased. But he was ultimately ruled out, and her death was attributed to the same killer at a later date. And then the final victim that is believed to be the final victim of the Connecticut River Valley serial killer was Barbara Agnew. She was 38 years old. Bit of a tomboy, hated carrying a purse, preferred to wear things or put things in her pockets. Sounds like me, hate purses. She loved being outside. She loved to ski. And she was spending time at a ski ranch in Stratton Mountain when she disappeared on January 10th, 1987. There was a blizzard on January 10th. She insisted on driving home. It looked like her car was later found in March, it appears. Yeah. March 28th, 1987 was when her body was found. There was a blizzard during the time when she went missing on January 10th. There appeared to have been a struggle in the car. There was blood found on the steering wheel. Her body wasn't found until March. Again, like the other victims, the crime scene area, the similar method of killing. She was fatally stabbed and had various defensive wounds, so she obviously fought back as well. And then there was an 8th victim, but this person did not succumb to the killer. She actually survived. She managed to fend them off and escape. Her name is Jane Borowski. She was 22, and she was 7 months pregnant when she was attacked by this man. And she told her story. I will not tell it here. She told it in her own words, and I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do it justice. But I will link that, and we'll talk about it more in our longer episode. Her sort of heroic battle against this man, fighting for her life and ultimately getting away. So it's an interesting story, and the way she tells it is very unique. So I don't want to. I want to do it justice. Like we're all about doing people justice here. So, all right. So our tikka masala is done, and I'm going to put that naan in the oven so that we can get moving here, because I know Mr. Dubs is wanting to eat. It's 9:30, so I'm pretty hungry as well. But, so, if you decide to cook this recipe, I think, yeah, my cats are dicks. We're not going to talk about our cats. If you would like to cook this recipe, I do recommend that you avoid the Thai chili and go for the Kashmiri chili. But if you do have access to the Thai chili and you really love spicy food, give it a shot. It's good. It's just so much. Oh, Ben, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. You should watch it on the replay. It was a great talk that Dave and I had the other night. Actually, we had later on a replay, we had one of Andrew Amato's cousins reach out and comment on the video. So I thought that was really special. I was just absolutely floored to hear from a family member, because that is a much older case than a lot of the ones that I've looked into. And really, I wasn't expecting anybody from the family to be watching, but he did, and he was absolutely lovely. So thank you. I believe his name is also Ben. So thank you, Ben. It was really, really nice of you to reach out, and I know that he was asking for more information about Dave's book, so I posted the link. If you guys are looking for a pre-order, there is a link on the YouTube comments on the show from Friday night, and also in the Facebook comments. So we've got lots of links, and Dave's book again is coming out next Tuesday. So hope y'all are ready. It's going to be good. All right. So, all right, you guys probably are cooking different naan than me, but I like the frozen stuff from Trader Joe's. We're going to throw that in a 400-degree oven for about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Thank you so much, UnsafeBot, for linking that for the people. All right, so we got our tikka masala. We have our rice. We have our naan going, and my cat is being an asshole. So we're just not going to entertain that right now. Anyway, I will get a reaction video out to you guys. The best day of your life, Ben. I would love to hear what you have been up to today, that it's the best day of your life. My day was a boo at work, so this has actually been the best part of my day, cooking for you guys. It makes me happy. I love doing this, so we'll keep doing it as long as you guys keep watching it. But we'll get a reaction video going. We're going to do a long-form episode about the Connecticut River Valley serial killer. I will try, let's talk next Wednesday, maybe. It might be an awful lot to get real well-versed in by the day after tomorrow, but either late this week or mid next week. I know that the Karen Reed trial begins next Tuesday. Despite my best efforts to ignore it, it is happening. I will actually be attempting to sit and watch the trial either on day 1, day 2, or both, because those were the only 2 days I could afford to get off from work. So I will be out there one or both of those days, and hopefully Dave will be meeting me as well, but we'll see. What else? So yeah, let's do Friday for this, for the Connecticut River Valley, and then next Wednesday we'll do a show. Maybe we'll have Dave on, and if he goes with me to watch, and we'll maybe discuss what we saw. Because now that this is in trial next week, I think I'm going to be a lot more prepared to talk about it, since it's not just conjecture. We'll be talking about what's actually happening. I'm going in the hopes of watching opening arguments from both sides, because I would love to see what the Commonwealth is going to put forward as their case. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what they're going to actually hint towards during opening arguments. So I'm going to go, and hopefully I'll see more than just jury selection, but we'll find out. Anyway, so let's do, no one's going to be allowed to stream it, as far as I can understand. I'm not positive. I think you just have to watch the major outlets like Court TV, and see what they're putting out there. But honestly, I love to watch Court TV. I love their streaming because I just see the courtroom. I'm not listening to anyone else talk about it, because that's how I prefer to watch my courtrooms, with no comments. I just want to see what's happening. So yes, jury selection begins on the 16th. So I'm betting that they won't get to opening arguments probably until the next day, if not later. So we'll see. This is a big trial. There's a lot of media coverage. There's a lot of YouTube coverage. There's coverage everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. So we'll see what we're able to see. Maybe I'll move my days off around a little bit if I'm able to. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to go, and we're going to see what we see. But for now, guys, I am going to prep our dishes. I will put up the post of the finished product, a little picture. I did not buy garnish because I hate cilantro, so it's just going to be sans garnish, little rice, little tikka curry, and then nice great big slab of naan. So it's going to be delicious, and hopefully it won't light my insides on fire. All right, that is good to go. All right, guys. Well, so let's do, I hate cilantro. I hate it. Yeah. So let's plan for Friday for the in-depth show on the Connecticut River Valley. Yes, it does taste like soap. Tastes like soap. let's plan on Friday for that show. And then we'll look into mid next week. We'll see where the trial's at and what I have been able to watch in the courtroom, because I would love to talk to you guys about it. Give some predictions and whatnot based on my admittedly sort of limited legal knowledge. I have been through law school, but I am not a lawyer. So yeah, we'll call it 8 p.m. I like 8 p.m. because my kids go to bed by 7:30. So it's easier once they're already upstairs. They don't come down as much, but we'll see. We'll see. So hit the like, hit the sub. And I am not a grifter. I promise you guys. I am not. But we don't have enough followers to monetize. And I am just going to throw this out there because if people feel that they would like to donate to our grocery bill, which is insane, by the way, after visiting 3 different grocery stores to get all this prepared. But if you guys would like what we do, you'd like to donate to our content, you can cash at me at $Dubs Bloodhound. There is a way to do it on YouTube, but we don't like YouTube because they take too much of the money that we make. So I learned that the hard way working with Dave on Unsafe Spaces. So if we're going to talk donos, we're going to do it Cash App. We're going to do, we could do PayPal too. I'm ms.salinger@gmail.com on PayPal. But we'll look at Cash App for the most part because that's probably the easiest. So if you guys feel like donating to the show, great.
Sorry. The boy wants water.
The boy wants water. Anyway, if you guys feel like donating to the show, great. If you don't, that's cool. We're still going to do this. So that's it for now, I guess. I'll be back hopefully Friday night. We'll see. But yeah, I think Friday night sounds good for the in-depth show on the present subject. And then we'll meet up next week after the trial starts and we'll talk about what happened in court. So until then, guys, keep an eye out for the reaction video for my delicious meal here. And then we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching and cooking with us, and see you later. Good night.